Hey, everybody! How y'all doing?
All right, hey, it's 2019.
That's right. Two fat drunks.
Right.
We're recording this show at the end of January. JDV.
Warpig, and boy, is it cold outside.
Record cold-breaking weather is smashing across what has already been a very cold January here in the United States. And, so we're going to talk about some cold weather movies. What are the greatest ones?
It'll chill you to the bone.
No.
What? All right, what else we got?
We'll talk about some news, most of it weird and entertainment. We'll talk a little bit about how Glass did. It was the number one movie in America. And so our From the Vault, we'll talk about some cold movies and other craziness coming in. Okay, we're back. From the break. So we'll jump right into it.
Let's talk about
it. It's the end of January here. It's super cold, so we're going to talk about cold movies. But up first, entertainment news for the last month. And I'd say the Oscars continue to be
bad.
A story.
Problematic.
Both no host and horrific and bizarre nominations.
Yeah, really strange.
Just a serious question. How many people do you think who have seen both Black Panther and Avengers 3 Infinity War would say that Black Panther is the better movie?
No one.
I don't. I'm sure there are some people who would say it is better, but I would think that the vast majority, and not just, I don't think that's a white, black, liberal, conservative.
It had nothing to do with it. No,
I just think Infinity War
is a superior film.
Vastly superior.
It is, because honestly, the only
it's just
thing,
a bigger movie about more shit. With
the only thing
more
Black
actors.
Panther has going for it is the guy who plays Black Panther.
And he's unique.
He is very good. His Black Panther is excellent. I mean,
I am not shitting on Black Panther.
That's not the intention.
I'm not even saying it should be nominated for Best Picture, but saying
over Infinity War,
the best picture of the movie of the year for 2018 was
Infinity War.
No question. I mean, like, I'm serious.
Yeah, those other films. Why are they what?
And this is how you know. 10 years from now, the only other movie from that year that's going to be remembered is Black Panther.
Yeah.
So I don't mind Black Panther being nominated. I just think it's insane that Infinity War
nobody's going to rent Rome.
So Kevin Hart, we talked about this a little bit. Yeah. Kicked off the show for saying for some old tweets. He didn't even say that. It was just old jokes.
Already apologized.
Old jokes that every comedian says at some. I mean, comedians are distasteful people. Let's be frank about this. So all of that boils down to that Louis C.K. won't be hosting the Oscars either.
Wouldn't that be great? I would actually kind of dig that.
And you know what's funny is that Seth MacFarlane, who is now still very relevant because of the Orville, we'll talk about that in a little bit. He wouldn't be asked on the show again, even though he's a very liberal comedian, I guess, at this point, because when he hosted before, he did the song about boobs, so they have no
right. And it was actually kind of funny, and they were all like offended and shit.
So,
it's like,
not only is the best movie of the year not getting nominated, and the best performance of the year, which was Josh Brolin as Thanos, has got to be one of them.
There's no question. Yeah.
That gets ignored, and they fired Kevin Hart from being the host.
And now they have no host.
So it's a complete train wreck.
It's a clusterfuck. No one is going to watch.
The other big story I would say right now would be Glass.
What, Unbreakable with Bruce Willis, Split with James McAvoy, and now Glass, the conclusion of this sort of weird nouveau
conclusion.
Well, is it? I don't know. I mean, it's like alternative.
They made $40 million.
Well, I mean, that's pretty damn good for Shabba Ding Dong.
So, but because of the hype, Hollywood started predicting $80 million. So early predictions for this movie were low, like 20. Then they went up when the hype started going up, but then they went up way beyond what it actually.
See, that was dumb. They should have brought that back. These are small films.
This is to me the interesting thing about Glass. Not so much whether it's good or not. It got panned, and it maybe hurt its opening weekend because it did get panned by almost everybody.
No shit.
It's
hard to go by that these days. Man. I don't know.
But when even the fans are like, it's hard to argue. You know, to me that franchise had problems because McAvoy's character is silly. Well, so is Bruce Willis. We talked about it a little bit.
Right.
There's no way you get to be age 40 and not know that you can bench press 400 pounds and nothing ever cuts you. You would be a daredevil. You would be a stuntman.
Right.
I mean, come on,
you would have figured it out.
You'd be a heavyweight champ or something. Yeah, at some point you learn that and you take advantage of it so you're not poor. There's no way that would not happen.
Now, here's a fun question.
So the third movie
go ahead.
that, I guess, it makes similar type mistakes. I'm not saying good or bad, but I do know the reviews were bad, and I do know that the box office actually, I thought it would be higher than 42 when it 40 million.
That's a pretty good opening, though.
It is, and I know you didn't spend a lot
for that movie,
but
right. I mean,
there was a lot of hype for it. You know, there was a lot of build up
for a short time. It didn't seem like
as soon as people saw it, it sucked.
Well, I mean, but it doesn't seem like they really like they gave like a burst of hype, and then we're like, okay, maybe not. But listen,
the hype was organic the way that the hype for John Wick 3 is organic. Hang on.
Well, go ahead. Make your point.
I think the hype was real. People want to see Glass. Me and you talked about it. Like, well, I'm interested in the movie, and I still want to see it. And I still want to see it. But then the movie came out, and you know, I think the reviews,
at least a little bit.
I think the reviews, both from everybody's mixed. But my question is, did people really love Split that much, or even Unbreakable? And the answer is no, they didn't. But we're so desperate for anything that's not total shit that you have to be excited for Glass. You have to want to go see John Wick 3, even though John Wick 2 was kind of a stink burger. It was not very good, man. No. And so, like, I really want to see John Wick 3 right now, because what else am I going to see? The hype for these movies gets big to me because, and is organic, because there's nothing else. And
how many people are
so do you agree with that? That there's
nothing else to see?
That you have to get excited for Glass, because what the fuck else are you going to watch? What are you going to, honestly?
Nothing to get, like, I mean, besides waiting for the next
Marvel movie.
You're waiting on Endgame. But I mean, I don't want to be a genre movie only guy. Well, come on, man. Like, what the hell else are you going to watch? What, Netflix original?
Well,
you know what I'm saying? That's turning into sci-fi original, man.
That's part of the reason why I want to get excited for Creed, not only because it puts some money in Stallone's pocket.
That movie was actually did really well. I mean, that movie,
and because it's a good story, you know, it's a good franchise, and also they haven't completely shit the bed. It's they have not done what DC has done to their movies. It has not killed Jurassic Park. It hasn't killed. I mean,
even with Aquaman being relatively successful,
big hit.
Was it enough to
bring
back DC?
That and Wonder Woman, it does.
You think so?
Oh, yeah. I think they'll just recast.
They're going to kind of have to go along with it.
They have to roll with it now.
Okay. I know it's a quick aside. I'm sorry. I'm going to spring this on you right now because the conversation has gone this way. Is Affleck still Batman?
No, he won't be.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
They can't. Unless he gets born again hard. Like, he comes in shredded, fucking mohawk, and I mean, where he really gets into it.
You can't be an overweight Batman, dude.
No,
sorry,
you can't.
It just doesn't work, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it's not me.
Not only that, he's just too soft. He's a family.
And you know who he is.
Like when the Michael Keaton performance was blowing you off the screen.
I
mean, he can't even touch Bale. No way can he touch Bale.
You know, here's the question I was going to come back to. How many people are making the Unbreakable Split to Glass connection?
I think all of them at this point.
Sure?
Oh, yeah.
I'm just curious.
That's the only reason to see the movie.
But wait a minute, though. How many people are going to see it just fucking straight?
None.
You know,
maybe some old lady who always sees whatever's new Friday night in the movie theater, but no, I think everyone.
I know that old lady. Edna, you're great.
She's me.
She's me, all right? I'm an old lady. I go
all right, so I'll be cutting all of that we just did. Coming up next, if Lard Ass here would just keep his mind on Jack.
Lard Ass.
We'll be talking about cold weather movies, the best ones of all time. Coming up next. Just off the top, the old brain Pranarino over there. What would you say the best cold weather movie? So it's set in a cold thing. In a cold
cold is a factor.
Cold is definitely a factor in the film. The actors are out in the real deal bullshit, and it's a good movie.
I have one that you might not immediately associate as a cold weather film. But there's factors in it that go, wow, they're actually making a really good point. and that is First Blood with Sylvester Stallone, because there's a very obvious point made.
Like set in Montana or something.
Well, it's somewhere in the mountains or some shit. It could have been Washington.
Well, Stallone Stuffer's in that film.
Oh yeah, big time. That's actually one of the underrated physical acting jobs done, and part of the reason is because they make it very clear that when he escapes the police station, it's cold.
You live over there?
I'm gonna fucking die. I'm drinking all this beer.
I'll give you the time left maneuver.
Sorry about all that, guys. But no, they make it very clear that not only is it cold, but he has to survive this cold now. First thing he does, gets some kind of covering on himself, makes a rudimentary
he starts a little fire.
Right, starts a fire because warmth is important.
So you see his breath. Everyone else is dressed in parkas and shit, and Stallone's out there buck-ass naked.
Very clear. He's cold. I mean, it's cold out there, and that's an interesting film that...
He's not acting.
It's cold, dude. And
he is acting, but he's not that cold.
But it's still cold, right? So that's an interesting, I think, way to look at it, is that is a movie that uses cold as a factor in the film.
Yeah, okay.
What do you got?
I buy that. I'd say Ice Station Zebra, starring Rock Hudson and...
starring everybody.
Well, yeah, there's Jim Brown is in that movie. The guy who plays Longshanks from Braveheart, he was number 9.
Patrick McGoogan.
Patrick McGoogan is in that. They're on ballistic missile submarines somehow.
It is a wildly great, sprawling film.
I think it's Rock Hudson's best movie.
Well, I'm going to kind of agree with you on that. I mean,
he's really fucking good at it
because it's so.
Now everybody's good in it, but without him, without you believing that he's a captain of a nuclear submarine, and you're like, Rock Hudson wasn't a captain of a nuclear submarine.
I'm sure he was.
I'm sure he was. You know how they are in the Navy.
I'm sure he's took a few subs. Yeah.
What's long and hard and full of semen? A submarine, you dirty bird. Anyway. Ice Station Zebra is one of the great Cold War spy movies.
Cold War, get it? Cold War.
Anyway, that takes place at the North Pole, I believe, or on a...
I thought it was Antarctica.
Somewhere.
I honestly can't remember.
A huge ice pack. And they have to... The submarine's the only way to get there, and the Soviets and the Americans are battling out to get this film that...
the MacGuffin.
Yeah, the MacGuffin.
Right?
And the MacGuffin is a very real thing, and they explain what it is and everything. It's a great... And they have to fight through the ice and the icebergs, and the weather is almost always an issue.
It's a factor in the film.
It's a great adventure film. It's a slow-moving, and it's one of Rock Hudson's best.
Okay, so a film
number 3. What would be a number 3?
My number 3 is The Thing.
Which one?
Both versions. Because you can go either way. Because the original Thing...
So I heard about you.
I go both ways there. Yeah. But no, the original...
That you would have sex with a man and a woman, is what I'm saying.
I've had sex with a man-woman. She couldn't make up her mind.
Go on, Blubberbutt. Why is it that number 3?
Here's why. Because cold is a factor in the film. In both instances, the enemy is frozen. At some point, it is thawed out. They both take place in Antarctica, ostensibly the coldest place on Earth.
Well, in fact, the alien is so dangerous that the only reason it hasn't already taken over the Earth is the fact that it landed in
simply Antarctica. The cold. The experience of that cold.
And then the humans themselves have to battle the cold and the storm, and they're incredibly isolated. And
especially in the second one, that really becomes a huge factor at the end of the film when the
But even in the first one, the weather is so bad that they can't even get radio contact.
That's right. So, yes, that is. It is.
So they're off the fucking grid. The monster knocks out the power in both films, and
that is lethal.
In danger of dying in both films, and they're just great, creepy, scary movies.
The cold and desolate cold lends itself to that, and it's sort of claustrophobic and kind of.
I'd say that we watched I watched the original Hawks thing probably every 2 weeks. So I'm
love that movie. It's
such a sucker for that
great
movie.
film.
We've always watched The Thing. Like we'll probably watch The Thing this week because it's so
cold. Man.
So I'm surprised that comes in at number 3. I'd come in at number 2. Where Eagles Dare, starring.
Oh my God, with Clint Eastwood and Richard Burton. Holy shit!
If you've ever seen the Hammer film Twins of Evil. That girl is one of the beautiful women in it. The women are beautiful. The guys are studly. It's American and England versus the Nazis.
It is so.
Castle Wolfenstein is basically based.
It is based on like entire segments. Yeah. Because you know what's wild about that movie is that it never stops. It is just when they set up the mission and Eastwood and Burton get to where they need to be
every 5 or 10 minutes, something horrible.
It just guns it, right? It's just like, well, you got these 2 special forces guys. Time to go to work, and I'll tell you what, it's sprawling, dude. You're just watching like, fuck, I'm going to need to take a break from this film. I need to go rest.
In a way, it's a film that made Eastwood legitimate because it's one of the first movies he made after doing the spaghetti westerns. Mm-hmm. Everybody knew Clint Eastwood. You know, he had done TV in some small parts. He's in the movie Tarantula. He's a jet pilot in that.
I forgot that.
That's right. So Eastwood had been in Hollywood for a while, but he didn't get famous until he went over...
Because Richard Burton was also such a
right,
big
and
actor.
so to hold his own against Richard Burton, one of the world's greatest actor ever, I mean to this day, but this huge, powerful force, he pulls it off. I mean, so it was a big thing.
Really good film.
It's a great movie. Got a great score. The effects are great. There's just so many great.
And the story. I mean, that's a good story, man. It's gripping.
So I'd say that would be my number 2. You got to see it when it's cold weather.
Right. So, as far as
what's your number 1 there, Bucko?
For number 1,
Hot Dog, the movie.
For cold, no. You know what?
Do you know the street value of this?
It's all this nightmare, man. What was it? That's Better Off Dead with Curtis Armstrong, right? And John Cusack, right? No, so as far as a film that features cold as a factor in the film, I'm going to surprise you with this: The Exorcist.
What, because in the room?
Yes, because The Exorcist uses cold in a way that you might not expect. And here's what happens: there's 2 things that happen. One, what is depicted on film when they are in the room with Reagan, that is depicted as being very cold. There are several references to it being cold.
Well, the set was actually cold.
And that's factor 2, is that Friedkin turned the temperature down and made it so uncomfortable in the film to do it that it lent itself to the performances. So that film, in a subtle way,
it's not a natural cold, it's a supernatural cold.
It's a supernatural cold.
That's interesting.
Associating it with cold spots and that sort of thing. But that film, once they go in that room, it is all breath in the air. It is all made very cold. And again, multiple references to it being cold in the room. Like there's a scene where Ellen Burstyn's character goes into, Chris McNeil, goes into Reagan's room to close the windows that have clearly blown open and making it very cold in the room. And there are multiple references to that. So that film uses cold as a chilling feature to the horror that's otherwise.
I already told you once. Stop. Don't do that. No, that's bad. No. All right. So at my number 1, I guess going down that route. I thought of a couple. I thought maybe Superman 2, because there's a big bit where he's got to go to the Arctic Circle.
Yes.
It's a Wonderful Life has got
there's some factors to that.
Like the whole back half of the movie when he's commits suicide it's horrific weather. Right. So and it does in the house is raining and everything. So that helps the mood at the very least.
Right.
But I'd say The Shining is the movie.
Yep. Nope. Yep.
That's another movie where like she's trapped there with him because she's trapped.
It's
a lot like Jaws when they're on the boat.
Right. You're not getting out.
Horror is at its scariest when the protagonists do everything right and still die. because most of horror movies, protagonists do shit that's wrong. I think I'll get naked after having sex and smoking dope and go out to killer past.
Don't do that.
Yeah, no. In Alien, they can't escape from the alien. They're trying their best.
They're on a spaceship.
They have Yaphet fucking Kotto in his prime and Tom Skerritt and Ripley, and they still can't escape from the alien.
Big. Huge.
Yeah.
Fucking Yaphet.
You know, Jaws were on the boat. They can't. Exorcist, they can't escape. And Shelley Duvall and the little boy cannot escape the fucking crazier bad shit Jack Nicholson,
dude.
Because of the weather. Like if that was July, hey fuck, they just shoot on up.
Take a hike, go down the hill.
If it were July, the hotel would be full. But
but no, dead of winter in the middle of the Rocky Mountains, you are a dead duck if you leave that hotel.
What's interesting about The Shining, like when I like to watch Station Zebra when it's cold, but The Shining is a good summer movie and it's a good winter movie.
It's a good cold movie.
The Thing is kind of like that. Carpenter's version is like that. We're like, you
can watch it during the summer
in the heat and dead of summer because it kind of like, oh, I know winter's coming. You know, that kind of thing.
A quick reminder.
All right, so I have our From the Vault and a celebration
bits of that, right? Cold movies about the cold. Absolutely.
I think we are going to do another horror movie, found footage film with vampires.
Horror is always fun.
Coming up, so like, subscribe, you know, and keep
on
rocking in the free world. And
stay warm.
Of conscience.
At least it's real. I mean, we don't script shit. We just kind of go off the top of our heads, and
I think people can tell that.
Well, I hope so. Well, but you mean it to be genuine. We are actually talking.
We are genuinely stupid.
Well, I mean, look, I'm mostly retarded, and you. I mean, you're mostly simian. I mean,
again, retarded's not the preferred nomenclature.
I mean, you got marks on your knuckles when they're dragging the ground there. You know, I mean, you leave a trail behind you. It's fucking weird.
What? That's weird.
No. I mean, no, I don't want to imply that. You're perfectly normal. So, you see an ape, shoot it.
I don't think the zoo would appreciate it. I think those apes cost a lot of money, man.
Man, see that zoo shooting apes. Crowd applauds.
Take that, you damn dirty ape!
This is for Charlton Heston.
Yeah. This is for Heston.
This is for Chuck.
Be sure to visit evilgeniusentertainment.com for exclusive content, swag, casting call news, and much, much more.